Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you to take your seats, please, so that we can start? I know we're a little bit late, but we're going to try and make up time because yesterday we were very punctual, we were efficient and businesslike, so we should try to be businesslike again today. There are some seats closely in the front here, so if anyone needs a seat, please feel free to come forward. Well, good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to go into formalities of naming everyone in the room, but I'll say all protocols observed from last night. And happy to have you here this morning as we really begin the substance of the World Export Development Forum. I think the stage was really set last night as to what the global leaders are talking about with respect to where they think things are. And so when we kick off today, it is 2 years since we've had the last World Export Development Forum. And at that time, we were talking about consumer conscience. It was becoming an essential driver of purchasing decisions at that point in time, and a signifier of shifting markets. Consumer conscience is no less vital today, even though the world and the trade arena has changed immensely. Our institutions, companies, and systems are under increasing scrutiny. And as a seismic shift occurs in both our physical planet and in the marketplace, we must rethink the fundamental aims and outputs of our organizations and businesses. 2 years ago, we had strong ideals and were thinking about long-term and big picture. The crisis turned out to be a catastrophic event for all of us. Trade patterns have changed. Some sectors have fared better or worse than others, and the same is true for countries. In times of crisis, the tendency is to bunker down and concern yourself with pressing, urgent issues. The strategy works as well as a bandage, but does not heal the wound. This short-term thinking can also lead to protectionism and loss of trust and confidence as we focus on avoiding risk rather than what's possible and making things happen. But the problems we are facing are not only urgent, but they are important for the now and for the future. To ensure long-term sustainability, thinking must be focused on the long-term and the big picture to ensure opportunities for the future. And we must ensure that the thinking identifies clear and measurable outputs and impact. The World Business Council for Sustainable Development, in the Vision for 2050, have stated that we have the knowledge, technology, finances, and human services to achieve a sustainable society. But it is time that we are short of. This is a heartening news, but I think we have to make time. So how do we achieve the scaling up and the speeding up? What we need is a collective will, leadership, and as many of you are aware, attaining multilateral consensus is not an easy achievement. The London School of Economics Global Governance team say in their report, The Hydra-Headed Crisis, that this is the central paradox of our time. The collective issues we must grapple with are increasingly a global scope and reach, and yet the means of addressing them are national, weak, and incomplete. Many of you are part of governments and institutions that have a shift for your thinking. From time to time, you have to frequently move from the now to the long term. And how do we unify these shifting energies? We must look for synergies across our aims and harness strengths to engage the collective will. We are all development and trade people in this room this morning. That means that we are used to both the fast win of the positive transactions and also the slower gains of successful business planning and investment. This means we have the right mindset to resolve these problems. As trade people, we are also used to using and working together and seeing global opportunities, as multilateral trade agencies have been part of our world since the GATT. We have the collectivism to solve the problems. Our outputs have the means to reduce poverty by increasing prosperity, which can lead to environmental and social development. What we do, how we work, can resolve the problems. As development and trade people, we are all looking for strong markets and for ultimate economic prosperity. What is fortunate without economic prosperity, the other factors of the triple bottom line are simply just not possible. It's really about inclusive and equitable prosperity. So why are we here? Why an event in China? What do we want to get out of this? We believe powerful things can happen when you get the right people together. We believe that China is the right place, as it is now the second largest economy in the world, and it will certainly be a factor in any decision that we make. We think there is much to be shared and gained, and partnerships to be made for mutual gain. I have just come from the World Investment Forum, and the rest of the year we are also be looking forward to the third Global Aid for Trade Review and the LDC4 event. At each of these events, I recognize the power of collecting committed people and discussing options and issues. But as